What's going on, guys? Chuck here, along with
Chris.
and
Yeah.
and this is a little special video, as we just watched a movie together, and this is done mainly because someone over here has kept saying she wanted to watch a scary movie with me. Well, first of all, what did we watch? Show them.
The Creepshow.
We watched Creepshow. You can put it down now. She's been asking me forever to watch something, a scary movie with me now. I didn't know if it was really something we could do or not. I had to be careful what I picked. Because sometimes she's a little braver than she thinks she's braver than what she is can be sometimes. So I thought Creepshow might be a good start because it's got some comedy to it, and she's got giggles. I don't know why. She's just nervous. It's got some comedy to it. It's still scary, but it's a nice even blend, I think. So I thought it'd be a good, starter. Chris has seen this before. This is actually the second time watching it, as we saw at the drive-in a couple years ago. Why are you so giggly?
She's been like this.
This is why she's not on camera more, because she can't handle the pressure.
I did on my own tablet.
Why are you giggling? Anyways, so that being said, well, we popped in Creepshow. So tell me, first impressions. I'm gonna start with the giggly over here. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was 100% pretty good.
100% pretty good. Okay. All right. There you go. Chris,
It was good until the last one.
Yeah, he didn't like the last one. We'll break it down in a minute. But overall, besides just the last segment,
I just hate the last segment in general. If you want, I find it had some comedy. It's just good overall.
Okay. All right, so let's break this down from the beginning, starting with the wraparound story, with the father and the son, and he's throwing away his comic book. So what do you guys think about a little bit there?
It's a nice little intro, and it's an intro, and it's not. I have nothing.
Well, of course, I told you that's Tom Atkins is the actor. He's a very famous character actor in a lot of these horror films. And of course, that boy is Joe King, who was the son of Stephen King. Oh, he is the son of Stephen King. He's also a well-known author now in his own right. What did you think of that?
The reason why I liked it, because of the beginning.
The beginning.
That's what we're talking about.
What about the beginning you like?
She just likes it in general.
I just liked it.
She likes it. Okay. Well, we'll move on to that, to the very first story, which was Father's Day. Okay, which is one of my favorites. So, it's very highly quotable for myself all the time, especially on Father's Day. Did you like Father's Day? Oh, the zombie wanted his cake.
Yes, I liked it. The cake actually drips from this.
Yeah.
I like that where is it?
It's right
It's
there.
right there. So I like that the cake drips from this cover.
From the frosting on her head.
Yeah.
Dripping.
Like drips.
What'd you like about the...
I find it a nice little backstory in how the grandpa finally got his cake after many years of being dead. Well, 7 years of being dead.
Which, one thing that got me about that is, of all these years, because they talk about how Aunt Bedelia always visits her father's grave, on Father's Day every year. And I always wonder what was the catalyst that this year decided to make him come out from the grave. And maybe it's because she spilled the whiskey on his grave.
I can see that one. That's probably...
But it's still funny. It's a classic one. It's funny. It's right here on the shirt, actually. Okay, the second one up was The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, which is a very popular one. That one starred Stephen King himself, who actually, by the way, he was, if you remember, he was a co-author of the script along with George Romero.
Yeah.
And of course, George Romero, he's known for the zombie movies, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah,
Bub, your favorite. So what do you think of the Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill, the guy who turned into weed with a meteor?
I thought it was sort of, kind of weird and kind of cool.
Sort of, kind of weird, and kind of cool. Who needs Roger Ebert? What about you, Chris?
History freeze up. It was this is the one I remember the most
Really?
out of everything. For some reason, I don't even
Well,
know.
it's very
I actually
memorable.
don't know why.
It's very memorable, but mainly because of Stephen King's performance.
It's probably could be that.
Yeah, because he's very memorable. Playing the the loser and the country bumpkin, if you will. And actually, Tom Atkins, who played the father in the wraparound segment,
Yeah.
he actually wanted to play that part originally, but ended up Romero giving that part to Stephen King. But that's the part that Tom Atkins really wanted to play, was the Jordy Verrill part. But I thought it worked out really well because I find Stephen King pulls off simpleton better than I think Tom Atkins would. Tom Atkins is basically too darn cool to pull that part off. But it was pretty crazy with all the turning in that grass and everything. It's pretty weird, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so third story, something that tied you over, with the couple getting buried up to their necks in the sand. What'd you think of that one, Kara? You don't know.
Well, I'll have to give my reaction.
Okay.
It made me very claustrophobic.
It does. It really does. The idea we talked about is like being buried in wet cement because you're in there, your arms can't move, you're stuck in there, and it's just up to here. And you think about it, you move around, you can't do it. And remember, we went to the ocean last year, so that when we were playing in the tide, and the salt water getting all up in your mouth. Think about you're buried up to your neck, and what are you doing? Buried in that water, just up constantly hitting you, and you can't do anything about it. Getting all that salt water in your mouth, it's just really gross. It's a very claustrophobic feeling. You're right. The actor who was in that, who played the bad guy, Leslie Nielsen, he actually in the 80s became more well known as a comedy actor. He's especially from the movie Airplane. He would start doing spoofs like Airplane, Naked Gun, and a bunch of other things. What he's most well known for. But before that, he was a very serious, dramatic actor. As you can see, he's very menacing. But he's actually, you see him later on, he's a really goofball actor. What do you think of the zombie makeup in there when it came out? Out of the ocean with seaweed all over him.
When I saw them in
right
shadows, when I saw them in shadows, I thought that it was only the girl that had the very long arms and legs. But when he opened the door, I'm like, oh, it's just two of them.
Yeah, he kept saying it was I can't remember her name right now.
Becky.
Becky. Because she kept saying, "Oh, it's Becky. It's Becky. It's Becky." But then, of course, it was both of them. And of course, that woman is Galen Ross. She was in Dawn of the Dead for Judge Romero, and the other actor with her was Ted Danson, who was most known for playing Sam Malone in the long-running TV series Cheers throughout the 80s and 90s. So after that came the really scary one, The Crate. What did you think of that one?
0 out of 0. I hate it.
0 out of 0.
I hate it.
You didn't like it at all?
No.
Why not?
To be the monster itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Fluffy was too scary. That's what they call him.
That's what they named him,
That's the name. They named the puppet Fluffy. That's what Thomas Savini named him. It was pretty gory though, huh? A lot of blood, very bloody.
Yeah.
But the fun part about that was she really hated the Billy character played by Adrienne Barbeau, and Kara was actually pretty scared and freaked out every time the Fluffy would come out and attack somebody. However, as soon as Fluffy jumped out and ate Billy, she thumbs up and was like, "Yes, good job." She was very happy that Adrienne Barbeau's character got eaten, which I think is the whole point, and most people were probably excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, each every now and then it'll show him killing Billy, like in a fantasy, and like in the first time, everyone starts clapping because like you saved the world. The world's a better place now.
Yeah. So, what did you think of The Crate, Chris?
Not too bad. Finally, you could see that President Billy person to die. It was really just an annoyance.
Yeah, she did play annoying.
That was the entire point of her character, though, too.
Exactly, it was, and that's the whole point. You root for her to be eaten at the end and killed.
Yeah.
So
just made the Crate to be one of the better ones in general
It's
for me.
I think it's the longest story in the film because there's 5 stories. It's the longest one in there, and I believe it's definitely I think it's the scariest. Yeah, and I think it's one most memorable for that. However, memorable. We go to the 5th and final story. Chris's favorite.
No,
They're creeping up on you with, of course,
I hate
the
that.
cockroaches, and the reaction to these two were hilarious because Chris was freaking out because Chris does not like bugs at all. When we saw this at the drive-in, I'm surprised he made it when we saw it. Stop, you're kicking the camera. So, when we saw it at the drive-in, he was like, freaking out. We were outside. I'm surprised he made it that long. So it was even worse here, and you see him up close, and the screen was freaking him out. Kara was laughing the whole time, and Chris was getting scared. So, what did you think of their creeping up on you, Kara?
Why did you see me scared? Oh wow.
What did you think of the story?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Okay. Do you like the bugs? Besides them scaring Chris, did you like the bugs?
It depends if it's too scary.
What's that?
If it's dead on something that I don't want it to be dead, I'll freak out.
You don't want to see dead roaches?
If it's all like smushed and stuff, yes.
You don't want to see smushed up? Yeah, that's pretty
I
gross. Yeah.
Ugh.
You all crunchy and smushy.
Ugh.
The
The idea of that.
Seeing buckets just grosses me out.
Seeing
Oh,
bug.
and I remember back at the old house.
Okay.
Okay, this house is funny.
You know what
PTSD all over again.
Careful. Okay, so Chris.
Nope.
You didn't care for the creeping up on you then.
No, I hated it.
You stay camera. You hated it. Was it really that bad? I mean,
Like the story, like the storyboard itself. I'm just more mad about the bugs. That's really all of it.
yeah.
I actually like the story on it too.
Well, think about this though. Of course, this was 1982. Those are all real bugs. Someone had to wrangle up all those cockroaches and bring them in. Nowadays, that'd be all CGI. It would be all fake, and it wouldn't look as authentic. But those were all someone wrangled up all those cockroaches together. They talk about it on the behind the scenes. Get back in the camera.
No.
They talk about
I gotta
that
stay out of the camera.
and the documentary, which I have up here. Where is it?
That's why we're behind. That's where we're from.
In the Just Desserts. This is the making of documentary on Creepshow. Very good, very informative. This is actually available on the Region B release of Creepshow, but it was never available even on these. Even on the Scream Factory Collector's Edition, they didn't have this. This is like only. I actually got this through Synapse. That's where you can get this. But it's very, very fascinating. So that is basically it's overall. You guys overall you guys enjoyed Creepshow. Overall,
I enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kara,
Your overall opinion. You just gotta put like a
you put that much deep thought into
1
it.
to 10. 1 to 10. Just
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay, Chris.
9.9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Just take out the cockroaches. It would be better,
10.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Myself, that's a favorite of mine. I saw it because it's came out in 82, which made me, I think, what was I? See, 80. I'd have been 8, 7 or 8 when this came out. Probably 8 when I saw it because I didn't see those on HBO. So I was just about Kara's age the first time I saw it, maybe a little older, and I watched it all the time. I fell in love with this movie, and it's one of my all-time favorites. I love a good horror anthology, and it's probably one of the best, if not the best, out there. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know Creepshow. It's not it's nothing new. In fact, I was impressed because we watched this on the projector with the 4K projector, and this is just regular Blu-ray, but it looks fantastic. I was really getting to see it blown. There's stuff on there I hadn't really seen on a really big screen. And of course, Scream Factory is putting out a 4K version of it this year. I'm not going to get it because I like this set way too much. This is a very beautiful box set. Came out a couple years back. This is so great, and the picture quality is fantastic. And frankly, Screen Factory has way too many issues with, I don't know issues, but there's putting way too much stuff and too many options that are making you spend way too much money for that 4K. So for different slipcovers and whatnot, this is itself was awesome. If you've got this, hold on to it. If you don't have this, pick it up. If you're not in the mood for you don't have 4K, you can't get a 4K. This is a great copy to get. I'm sure it's still available. So, okay, with that, we'll wrap this up. Before she gets too much more giggly or whatever, and I get her bedtime, and she can torment her brother with roaches.
Stop it. No.
Okay, so until next time, if there is a next time, if I can wrangle this one in, she's crazy. Yeah, this is I'm Chuck. This is
Chris
Kara.
And we will see you on the other side.
You said it right. All right.